Hello, this is JD with JD's Custom Woodworks. Thanks for stopping by today. It is Friday, January 12th, 2018. And in today's video, we're going to be focusing on a little bit of shop organization, specifically driver bits and driver bit storage. If you're like me, you probably have a collection of those little plastic cases like that green one in that drawer. It's a Ryobi, but all those sets of various driver bits. Some of them include some drill bits, but they're always a safe gift for people to give us for various holidays. And sometimes it's cheaper, more cost effective for us to buy the set rather than just 4 or 5 of a specific bit. We could buy the set and get a couple of those bits. So, needless to say, we end up with a lot of those kits. And I want to do away with all those plastic cases because once I take the bits out of them, I don't use them. I don't use the case. I don't put the bits back inside. I end up just throwing those bits down in the drawer because then I could just reach in and grab one. The problem with that, you start just cluttering up those drawers and those organized spaces, and it just becomes a mess. So, while I was at Lowe's, I actually saw these guys right here, and they're little bit storage strips with a magnetic strip on the back so you could slap it on a toolbox or any other metal surface. And they're about $10 or $11 a piece. And if you have a lot of bits like me, that'll add up real quickly. So, I wanted to make something similar to that, but I wanted to make it to fit my space that I had inside that drawer. And I wanted to maximize it as much as I possibly could, but I didn't want to just make a drawer full of little holes. So I laid out all my bits on my table here to get a starting point, to get an idea of how many bits I have and how many slots I would actually need to store all of them. And then also allow a little bit of room for expansion as I got more bits over time. But I definitely wanted to design something that I could look at it and grab exactly what I needed within a second or two. Just reach it, open the drawer and pull out the bit that I needed. So very soon you will see what I came up with. And right here I set down a poplar board here in a second, and it changes its length over the course of this video as I honed in my ideal design of what I actually wanted it to do and how I wanted it to be situated. The drawer that I have is 21 inches wide by 16 inches deep, and my end result is a piece that fits along the left side of the drawer, so I have the other remaining space to organize with some other stuff. So right now I'm doing layout lines, and I have horizontal and vertical lines at half inch intervals, and I'm just drawing the lines to get intersecting lines the whole way down the board. And that's me. I'm just cutting it to length for the second time. And what I'm doing here is just using a nail set to give myself a pilot hole for the drill press later on all my intersecting lines. This one actually, when it was done, had 207 holes. Now you don't need to make that many holes in yours if you do something like this, but I had something like 130 bits that I needed to find space for in that drawer, so that's what that was for. Right now I'm milling some black walnut. If you look directly behind me, you'll see a red toolbox, and that's what I'm milling this for. I'm going to make another organizer to sit on the top shelf. When you open the lid of the toolbox, there's a shelf there, and I wanted to do a fancy bit storage system for in there as well. And whenever you open the lid, on the back side there's a little channel or with a locking mechanism. Whenever you close the lid, it locks the drawers. When you open it, it unlocks it. So I needed to also then cut a relief in my piece to account for that. So I double checked my measurements, and I used a test piece to make sure I was cutting the right height, and did that. And that allows for that mechanism in the back of the toolbox. So here I'm just doing more layout. I ended up doing a row in the back for the various nut drivers and the socket attachments for the driver and the impact, or the impact driver as well. And then there's another row of holes for the 2-inch bits, and then in front of that there are 2 rows for the 1-inch bits. As far as hole sizes, I went with 19/64 as the hole size that I drilled into these organizers. That's just slightly over the 1/4-inch size of the driver bits. I find that the little bit of play makes it easier to remove the bit and then also put it away. And for the 2-inch bits, I ended up going about 5/8 of an inch deep into the material, and for the 1-inch bits, I went just over 1/4 of an inch deep. Like I said, I want to be able to see the bit and grab it and take it out of the holder easily. So those depths were a comfortable range that I could grab the bits and then also easily put them away with other bits there. Once I was done drilling these holes, I also then went and countersunk the holes too to clean it up a little bit, because you can see right there that after drilling it left a little bit of a burr around the holes. And I was a little bit fascinated with how the holes all lined up and how they looked there. Here I'm just sanding the edges of the organizers to give it smooth, and then I'm chamfering the bottom and the top edges to give a little bit of a reveal, and to clean it up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer, and to make sure that I'm not going to get any splinters whenever I'm moving these organizers around. That's just mesmerizing to look at that. Kind of like a honeycomb on a beehive. But alright, so here's the black walnut one all finished up. I just used boiled linseed oil on it. Just something to seal the grain and really bring out that beautiful grain there. Love how that looks. And it looks fantastic in the toolbox. It looks amazing. I love how it looks. Alrighty, well, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that big red button. And also look for that little bell. Tap on that button as well. That way you'll be the first to know whenever we release a new project video like this, or a shop update, or video of something else going on in our own little world in our shop. And I will be putting up a post on my website about this project, along with pictures of the finished products, and I'll go into a little bit more detail as far as the various steps that we're taking in the design and the fabrication of these organizers. So I do want to thank you very much for watching today's video, and I thank you for your continued support and encouragement. Please let us know down in the comment section below if this video is helpful to you. Maybe this is something that you would use in your own shop. Any modifications that you would make to it if you did it on your own. And we will try to respond to as many comments as we can, as fast as we can. And we appreciate all your love and all your support and encouragement along the way. So again, thank you very much. And it is Friday. I will be posting another video on Monday, January 15th. So be sure to look out for that. But if you subscribe and hit that little bell button, you don't have to worry about it. YouTube will let you know. Alright guys, well thank you very much again. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.